Hello. Thank you for joining us for our first ever virtual Hope for the Future event. The last few months have been full of firsts for many of us across the community, across the country, and across the world. And I cannot begin to share how grateful I am to all of our staff, our volunteers, and our community partners that helped us to adapt, to think outside of the box, and to forge forward so that we at Hope Communities could meet the needs of the more than 1,100 residents and clients that we serve. You know, I have been saying for the last few years that Hope Communities has been reimagining itself. And there certainly has never been a time when that was more needed than right now. And perhaps the experience of having done that for the last few years is what allowed our team to be more nimble and responsive to the needs of our clients during this time. The pandemic brought attention to what many of us have known for years. Public systems are not meeting the needs of our communities, and particularly those who are the most vulnerable. The team at Hope Communities has been answering the call for our vision, which is to build a community in which everyone has a safe place to call home and the resources they need not just to survive, but to thrive. The pandemic put that to the test, of course, but the team responded with unyielding commitment to that vision. We knew that the pandemic would mean that many of our clients would lose their jobs completely or have hours that were drastically reduced. So on top of safety concerns, there was a real worry about not having enough income for rent, for basic needs or utilities. One of the first major issues that we saw was significant food insecurity. And so we jumped to the challenge to find grants, to find community partners who would work with us, and to purchase food, mostly fresh fruits and vegetables, that we could deliver to between 100 and 120 families each week. We're also one of the first to put a halt to evictions and urged anyone throughout our community who is experiencing economic hardship due to the pandemic to contact us so that we could help them to access resources and ensure that everyone stayed stably housed. Everyone on our team, the property staff, the program staff, even volunteers, mobilized to help us to reach out to residents so that they could find new employment, they could apply for unemployment to meet basic needs in the immediate, and that they could find other resources they need to stay healthy and housed. We did our best to accommodate the needs for our residents because we wanted to relieve stress and knew that they had so much on their plates already. As news and safety issues seem to change every single day about this virus, our community navigation team worked really hard to translate and distribute critical information into the many languages that are spoken throughout our communities. And as supplies rapidly vanished from the stores, we found and distributed hard-to-find items like sanitizer, toilet paper, cleaning products, and literally thousands of masks for people in need. We wanted our residents, clients, staff, and volunteers to be safe at home, at work, and in the community. With social distancing, we needed innovative ways to get news out about the virus, and so we really ramped up our website. We shared information on a lot of social media platforms, and we even began hosting a Facebook Live event multiple times a week. We wanted to share information from experts and provide tips on how people could get through all of the ramifications and issues related to this pandemic. We wanted to provide hope, we wanted to keep people safe, and we wanted them to know that they were not alone, that we are here to help them if they needed it. And even though we stopped hosting large classes and big group meetings early in the crisis, we continued to provide one-on-one, on-site meetings with residents who had the greatest need and found creative ways to start serving people in very small groups, like our Tent Topics program, which allowed us to provide navigation, food distribution, and all different kinds of services under canopy tents that were set out through our community gardens. Now, it was not business as usual. Everyone had to be checked for symptoms and have a temperature check. Everyone had to wear masks, and of course, we needed to have social distancing for anyone who entered into the area for those navigation services. There were a lot of rules, but the innovative measures allowed us to serve some of the most vulnerable families in Denver and help them to get in-person navigation and support that was really essential to their well-being. I share this information not necessarily to brag about the organization and the staff, but our staff was so creative and they were so dedicated. And of course, they all had their own fears about the virus and they had to deal with the ramifications of the pandemic in their own households. But they gave their all to continue to innovate and respond with precision and compassion. While this organization was founded on this type of service more than 40 years ago, we've never been as effective at being responsive to the needs of residents and community members. I think that our ability to provide stable housing, our unwavering commitment to offering access to opportunity in a tailored way to every resident, and our full and intentional involvement in building community, it makes us stand apart. It provides a platform that will transform the lives of the 1,100 clients that we serve, and at the same time, it is building more vibrant neighborhoods across Denver. To me, that kind of transformative work sets the stage for a new American dream and creates an environment where everyone has equitable access to pursue big life goals for themselves and their families. This is impactful work. It is not fast work and is not done in isolation. In fact, this work requires a lot of partners and thousands of small but meaningful steps along the way. And as our model indicates, the pathway to opportunity looks different for every single person. It would be too difficult to show you the many, many ways that hope influences residents and clients, but the following video, made possible through a technical assistance grant from our friends at Mile High United Way, will give you a glimpse at the ways that hope has been able to provide home, opportunity, and community for those that we have the privilege to serve.
This is home.
That is awesome!
Here's my door. There's me. Hi.
This is community.
This is opportunity. Thank you.
July, August, September, October, November, December.
This is hope.
This is hope.
This is hope.
We love Hope Communities.
And this is hope.
Hi, my name is Tracy Stewart, and I am a member of the Hope Communities Board of Directors. It is my pleasure to share the following proclamation with you tonight, issued by the City and County of Denver. Whereas Hope Communities' mission is to strengthen communities and provide pathways to economic and personal opportunity through affordable housing, educational programs, and support services. And whereas Hope Communities was established in 1980 by a group of citizens concerned about insufficient housing and a lack of meaningful resources for low-income families that were being pushed out of the Five Points neighborhood, and whereas the organization has grown to provide affordable housing in the Denver neighborhoods of Five Points, Northeast Park Hill, and the East Colfax corridor, and whereas Hope Communities has provided client-informed programs and services to more than 1,100 residents, as well as individuals from the neighborhoods surrounding their properties for free each year. And whereas Hope Communities has worked for 40 years towards the vision of a community in which everyone has a safe place to call home and the resources they need to thrive. And whereas the City and County of Denver joins the community in thanking Hope Communities for their commitment to the community over the past 40 years. Now, therefore, I, Michael B. Hancock, Mayor of the City and County of Denver, Colorado, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby officially proclaim August 27, 2020 to be known as Hope Communities' 40th Anniversary Day. A very special thank you to the Mayor and the City and County of Denver for recognizing Hope's hard work through this proclamation.
Thank you, Tracy, and thank you, Mayor Hancock, for that proclamation. We're so thrilled to have that. You know, I happen to know that Mayor Hancock goes way back with Hope Communities. He knew our founder when he was just getting started in politics, so thank you for watching us, keeping track of what we're doing, and thank you for that proclamation. So, as I mentioned before, we have been committed to home, opportunity, and community for the 40 years we've been in existence. We try to customize our programs based on resident needs and suggestions, and in that way it's really hard to classify what any one person might get from their experience from Hope Communities. We do want to share the perspectives of 3 of our residents so that you get an idea of how they have been impacted by their connection with Hope. So I'm going to ask each of them some questions, and then you can see what the responses are. The first thing I'll ask is, tell us a little bit about yourself and your life before you got connected with Hope Communities.
Before I lived here, well, before Hope Communities got involved, I lived here, and I've lived here for 27 years now. And I worked for until I retired, I worked for a nonprofit fraternal organization. And I always wanted a garden. Couldn't get one, and now I've got one. It's good to have a place to call home. And I like the people, the different nationalities and the different customs and the different modes of dress.
I came here, United States, many years ago, and my first town was at New York in Buffalo. It was really cold, a lot of snow, and then very hot for me. And after 3 years, I moved to Colorado, and I work at the school district as an interpreter. That is when I moved to the Hidden Brook Hope communities in Colorado. In Burma, also called Myanmar, I was in prison for 10 years for speaking in favor of democracy. After I was released, the government, the military government doesn't allow me to work at my former place, and I was very close in being arrested again. When I escaped, I came to United States as an asylee.
I had my 2 daughters at a very young age. That's when I got connected with Parent Pathways. It's a program that helps teens finish school and find housing and have resources to help you raise your children. I was single mom the whole time. It was very hard and challenging, but I'm here to tell you guys that you can do it with the right resources and the right help.
What has it meant for you to call Hope home?
I call Hope home because the people here, the staff here are very friendly. They're very helpful. They treat you more like a friend rather than a tenant. I like the community. I also like the programs that they offer. They give you a chance to be involved in things.
We love to call Hope our homes. We have, there are so many important steps. We love the apartments and the programs. I would say the community garden is a wonderful special things for the residents.
I like the different people, the different nationalities and the different customs, and hearing the different languages, even if I can't understand them. I like the people are friendly even when we can't really communicate. Yeah, I enjoy feeling useful, and it is my home. I want it to be better, and I want my neighbors to do well and be happy.
We try, as I've mentioned, to customize our programs and our services to meet specific resident needs. Are there any programs, services, or staff members who have made an impact on your life while you've been here? And also, do you know about how they've impacted others?
They offered a resume job searching class, interviewing skills. I took that. They also have helped me with credit building. They have homework club, which helps our young kids that may not have someone at home after school, but they can come here and get the help that they need. They also have a program that was called Boys in the Gardens, in which I'm proud to say that my 15-year-old was a member of, and now he is the president of that club.
Also, all the residents, there are so many important programs and steps at Hope communities, like the resident can get help for applying SNAP, Medicaid, Medicare, or other health and wellness things like yoga, karate clubs, after-school programs for the kids, ESA classes, and Girls on the Run, bike clubs. So a lot of programs are really helpful to the residents. Most of the residents at Hope communities at Hidden Brook are refugees. We have language barriers, cultural barriers, we don't know about the rules and regulations of the United States. So Hope Community help the residents promote us to get living better, to understand things go well. So all those programs are really helpful, and then we all laugh. That's why we call Hope home.
Projects strive to help with the homework and teaching English as a second language to the adults, in the citizenship classes. I'm amazed at how many of them so quickly become citizens, and I like that. I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud that they are proud.
Is there anything in particular that Hope has done during the pandemic that's been particularly helpful?
Absolutely. During the pandemic period, Hope Communities help the residents for their housing stability because many people lost their job and income. Also, Hope Communities provide emergency food assistance who really need help, and also giving the knowledge about the COVID-19 virus, writing in many languages, as well on Facebook in various languages, so people have knowledge about how to stay healthy and how to protect their families. So those things are really helpful.
Oh yes, first of all, they stayed open. They offered resources on how to get tested for the COVID-19, how to stay safe. They gave us hand sanitizer, masks. They called to make sure we were okay. They gave us resources for paying our rent, our lights, getting food. It's just so much that they did, and I'm very thankful for them.
So, what does the future bring for you?
Pretty much more of the same. I hope to live here and age in place, as they call it, and just keep on being as much of a resource myself as I can be to the community.
We just bought a new house in June, 2 months ago, and it has been our dream since I came to the United States, and we are so happy to make it happen there. Now we have our little boy is doing really well at the school, and we hope he will keep going well graduated in high school and then college and become a good citizens of the United States. We are so very happy, and then I want to add one thing. Those things happen to me and my family because of Hope Communities. Thank you so much.
My future looks very bright. My hope is to own a home the next 5 years. My son, he's 15 now. I want him to graduate from high school and go on to college and just be happy. And I thank Hope Communities for all that they have done for me and my family.
Good morning, or maybe good afternoon or good evening to those of you joining us after the event. My name is Kelly Kaminskis, and it is my honor to serve as chair of Hope Communities Board of Directors. We are so grateful to all of you that were able to join us today, and we urge you to share this video with your friends, families, and colleagues. So I thought about themes for this year and my intent for today, and I kept coming back to the idea of connection, wanting to connect to each of you via this video, and really wanting to connect you to what has been happening at Hope. 74% of Hope residents report earning less than $30,000 a year, and 51% earn less than $20,000. Our residents are the ones working in the food service industries who were laid off or perhaps received drastic cuts to their earnings. Many have experienced significant food insecurity. Imagine what it might feel like to not be able to feed your family. Other residents are employed in essential services, having to continue to work in grocery stores, food packing warehouses, and other industries while having their children unable to attend school in person. Imagine being an immigrant or a person where English is your second language, having to navigate the healthcare system or coming down with COVID yourself. The board has tremendous pride in our HOPE team and how they have risen to the challenge to support our residents. We are so proud that we are able to offer programs and services at no cost to more than 1,100 people each year. We recognize the extraordinary efforts of our team and are very proud of how they showed up for our residents and our community, particularly during this pandemic. With that, I want to appeal to each and every one of you to help us in supporting this important work. Perhaps you're able to donate $350, which will provide one Wi-Fi hotspot to support a child's virtual learning this year. Unfortunately, many of our kids were not able to participate in the spring semester due to not having the tools or the support to be able to do so. Maybe you're able to donate $1,500, which will support a laptop, internet access, and tutoring sessions for a student. All donations are critical and will be put towards helping our residents not only survive, but to thrive. Please go to our website, www.hopecommunities.org, and locate the donate button. You can alternatively reach out to our programs director, Gwen Kochman, at gwen@hopecommunities.org for more information. What a year to be celebrating our 40th anniversary. We are so thankful to our founders for establishing this amazing organization and bestowing upon it the name of Hope. Between our residents, our team, and our amazing donors and sponsors, you all provide us with tremendous hope for the future. As we close, we wanted to provide all of you with a gift. You'll find a link after we close out our video. If you have time to watch, I think you will enjoy this musical performance sent from Ireland by Joanna Hyde and Tig O'Macher. It was their way of giving back to Hope for all the organization does for the community. Thank you for joining us today. Be well and be safe. We hope to see you all in person again very soon.